We are live. Hi, everybody. This is Sue Greenwald with Awaken Stories. I'm here today with the one, the only, the real, and the original, dun, 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 da, John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing wonderful, Sue. I
Awesome.
really am. I'm so glad you asked me to chat with you today.
Awesome. Awesome.
Every
Well,
day I get to chat with you is a wonderful, wonderful day.
we try to talk about weekly, and sometimes it's just so busy, it's hard. So we used to always talk on Tuesday. Now we're talking when we can. So it is what it is. All right. So
I'm
what
actually,
yeah.
I'm actually, it's going to take me a second to do this, but I'm going to go live on Facebook
Okay, cool. We'll
and
wait.
then we can get some more viewers and I'll turn it around and we'll see how that works.
Okay. I'm going to do my thing, which is talk. So we're basing our conversation on John's first book, Stolen Identity, which tells the story of his life, an overview of his life. It's very powerfully written, very compelling, and it gives you a really good idea of what's happened in John's life. And then his second book with Mary Maxwell is called The Historian's Tale. In my mind, this is kind of a supplement. Like, this is more history, more information to fill in the story. And then the big thing is we have a documentary out there called The Quiet Journey.tv. In literally 1 hour, you can see a professionally made documentary about John's story, all the details you want to know in 1 hour. So please watch that. It's also embedded in our website, which is all right, let's say it right, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. So I wanted to show the website today because we haven't done that in a while. So let's share that while we're getting set up. Okay. So here we are at the home page, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. All sorts of information out there for you haters and naysayers, okay? For those people that say he doesn't look like he used to, they don't know the story, why does he not have a Boston accent, whatever the information you want to know, most of it is on here on the website. There's amazing pictures in the gallery. And so here's the homepage. Sorry, John, I'm taking over. You can
Oh,
buy
it's all good.
books
Thank you.
there. Yep. There's some amazing photos here. Great links to videos that will help explain the story. And then we've got the Quiet Journey documentary right here. That documentary is fabulous. And like I said, in 1 hour, you can have most of your questions answered. Okay. All right. I love looking at this website. There's so much here. I like the timeline page, actually. The timeline shows it real graphically. We've got some photos and it just gives a little blurb. So if you want to know more about what happened to John in his life, why he went from looking like this as a little kid to looking totally different, this is probably where you should come. Get it real quick and easy. I learned some things last week that we'll talk about in a couple of weeks that are mind-blowing. So I'm pretty excited. I got to put all that together first. So why doesn't John look like that is the biggest question I get. All right. So the answer is John was switched out and an imposter was put in his place. So the website and the books will tell the story, as will the documentary. Right. One other thing I want to show is the shop page, okay? And I'm very excited about this, but we have here healing and protective frequency infused pendants. They're going to be collector's items. They have John's beautiful book cover on them and the title. And basically, they've got all the healing and protective frequencies you will need to protect you from EMFs and other things like that, radiation, and then healing frequencies. So if you have illness or injury, it will help expedite your healing. Everyone heals at a different pace. Now, these pendants have a radius of 1,000 feet. As King Smarty says, they rainbow out 1,000 feet. So if you're walking through the grocery store, the produce, the food, the people there will all get some of the healing frequencies. And down, so you can order them here. And if you keep going down the page, you can also order t-shirts and hoodies with the Quiet Journey on them. And they are really nice. So that will just remind you all about John. They're also good conversation starters. So if you're walking around, people might say, what does that mean? And then you come up with them. Anything you want to add here, John?
Yeah, if these people help support me and purchase a pendant, I have a few books to sign, autograph, and send out. And I've been sending, if you purchase a pendant, I've been sending you an autograph book, some bumper stickers, and probably a button with my ugly mug on it. And it sure helps us pay the bills.
Yeah. Yeah. So the funds from the pendants, and all proceeds, we'll say, will go directly to John for his living expenses. And one of the things he does, which I'm going to just say I'm against, is he buys a lot of extra books to give away. And if you've already got a book, please pass that along to somebody that might want it, that might not have heard the story, that might want to know more, or even your local library or whatever.
Yeah, a local library.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So Quiet Journey hoodies, t-shirts, and then we've got the pendants, which are, again, going to be collector's items. They've got his face on it. They come in 5 colors and 2 different sizes. So please take a look there. All right.
If you have purchased either one of these books, if you want to know about MK Ultra, this book right here. And if you want to know about my life story and what I had to go through, this book here. They're both great books. They're both on Amazon. And we love free advertising. So please leave your review. If you haven't heard my story or read my book, please go to Amazon and leave see all the wonderful reviews. The people are speaking for me and leaving wonderful reviews. So just check them out. Because we get so much hate, but then you go see the reviews and there's so much love in them. It's really awesome.
And then this is the documentary. Literally, it's 1 hour. TheQuietJourney.tv. So just plug that into your computer, or if you do it through your TV or whatever, you'll see the documentary, which will explain the story. It is beautifully done. So
while you're holding that up, Sue, I had a lot of people write me, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope wanting some of these. I think a few people hadn't got them. I know I got a few that were all ripped to shreds because the post office ran them through their machine. If you didn't get your bumper stickers, simply email me and say, hey, I didn't get them, or I didn't get, you told me you were going to give me a button or whatever. I didn't get it. Just let me know, and I'll happily go to the post office and send you it again, because we got a few hundred buttons to give away, or add with a pendant purchase or whatever. But we got thousands of these. I would love to see these on everybody's car. Some wonderful people with hearts of gold set this up for me out of the kindness of their heart, and they believe in me, which is awesome. And let's share it. Let's get it out.
Yeah. So I told you early this year, this is the year this information is getting out. And I meant it. We're all working. Everyone watching this right now is working to share the books, the story, the videos, the links. And, it's really censorship that's stopping us, but we're all working. And I've noticed that people are starting to come ask questions. More people are being attracted. So it is working. The efforts are working, which is really good.
And I have so much hate. I really do. But with that said, you got to remember what I'm exposing. I'm exposing the presidents of the United States for being criminals, child traffickers, and every other thing with my story. I keep telling people, I don't like saying it, but I have to. My story is bigger than the Epstein files. And the only reason why I don't like saying it is for all the victims, the children that were victims. But I was one of those children, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they what the people in power, what our Secret Service did as far as torture, man, they tortured me so bad. Um, I'm survived. I'm happy that I'm glad I survived, thanks to God. Um, but they're ruthless. They're brutal. I've seen so much, and I forgot where I was going with all that. Once I start thinking it, my head just explodes inside, and I forget.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's understandable. Like your anger and frustration is understandable. And of course, like, you've talked about the torture and the MK Ultra. That's also understandable that you can't, when people are traumatized, their brains are like always looking around, like there's no rest, there's no clarity or linear thought process. So people tend to jump around a little bit.
Yeah, my life, I dedicated my life to getting the truth out to the world.
Yeah.
And for what I went through and what I'm going through right now to try to share the story, and then all the hate I get. I think it was 113 yesterday, but I went out into the garden and I put the chair right in front of a nice flower plant I got out there. It's all yellow, bud and full. And I just sat there staring at it going, my mind needs a break from all this
Yeah.
murder and seeing my father's head explode for the millionth time, and me having to share my story for the millionth time. And, me and you have made hundreds of videos, I'm sure. But I myself, I've made thousands repeating myself over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So each and every day, I gotta relive the bullshit just to try to share my story,
Yeah.
and it gets to me. I want to go fishing sometimes.
Well, you deserve a day off here and there for sure. And that's why the documentary is so good and the videos, because people will find them and watch the story. I think video is more effective than a book anymore, but they're going to watch the story and understand it. Then they're going to tell their friends and family. It's going to spread that way. Like I said a couple years ago, this is a grassroots movement. We're getting no help from any influencer, right? Why?
Oh,
Because they're part of the problem, right?
right. Well, I'm exposing what they did to the son of a president. I'm exposing what they did and why they did
Yeah,
what they did to my family members, my father, my mother, my sister, my cousins, my aunts, and my uncles. It
yeah,
was a mafia war, a secret war where people were being unalived and money was being stolen. Power was being stolen. I'm trying to share all that.
right.
And the guilty parties are the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. They're all involved in it. They really are. So they have all the billionaires have bought up the media. They have already put the Zuckerbergs in place. Um, they got it sewn up, and they don't
Yeah,
want the Epstein
yeah,
files out. They don't want the real John Kennedy files out. They don't want my files out.
right.
So we're doing what we have to do. People say, "Why are you on Facebook? Why are you on TikTok?" And all this. You should be on the mainstream media. Well, I should be. You're right, but they don't want me there.
Yeah. You definitely should be. They don't want you there because they've created a story about someone else. They've fabricated this very interesting story. All eyes are over there, not on you, right?
You're right.
They've done it purposefully and they've
Exactly.
done it very effectively too.
It's huge what they've done. I say my story is bigger than the Epstein files.
Yeah,
You listeners don't give up. Make posts. Tell them to release the damn files. But
yeah,
my story is bigger than that. My story is the story of the century. What they have done, replacement of the Kennedy family, the murders of the Kennedy family, the theft of billions of dollars from the Kennedy and Onassis family, and other families. And we're exposing that, and they don't want you to know.
right, right. Yeah, this is a big deal. So trying to get the story out has been so, so hard. And, we're censored, videos are taken down, channels are taken down. We have trouble getting on social media, all sorts of crazy stuff all the
Oh
time.
yeah, they mess with us all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not just me, Smarty and others that have a
Yeah.
story to share and things to share, and then they hinder us, block us,
Yeah.
take us down, remove us.
Yeah.
Um, I mentioned several times, I had 45,000 followers on TikTok and growing, and boom, one day they just took me away.
Yeah.
My story was getting too big. It was getting out there too far. So I don't know who all was involved in all that, just removing my account from TikTok, but they did.
Yeah. Yeah. And it happens to me. Like I don't usually talk about it too much because I don't want the bad guys to know that they're winning ever, because they're not. They might
Yeah.
affect a video or whatever that we're doing. That's temporary and that's small. It's not permanent. So,
Yeah.
right.
Well, this was a huge achievement of
Yeah.
my life. I was tortured. I wanted a book out for years, but the torture and the mental trying to put a book together, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Mentally, I would get frustrated. I would write things down on a piece of paper. It was so sloppy from me shaking so bad trying to remember it and put it on paper. I would end up wadding it up and throwing it in the trash. Tried putting it on voice recordings and other things just to get the truth out.
Right.
So when Jackie came to me and we got it out, they don't want anybody to know what's in that book. They don't, not one person. So that's a huge achievement.
Right. Right.
And then when Mary Maxwell, you know, came here and helped me put this one together and talk about MK Ultra and other things, another huge achievement.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is, I mean, it's a lot of effort and all that, but look at your people. I probably wouldn't have known your story myself unless you had done, videos. I saw your videos, took me a couple videos, and I'm like, hmm. And then I started to pay attention because at first I wasn't sure. There's so many people out there claiming to be you. But here's the thing. Have we ever seen their face? No. Have we ever talked with them or heard what they've been doing all these years? No. But look at the crowds, the masses are ready to vote for a unknown person for VP or whatever. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're ready to they're ready for a dead guy to come back to life and save them. It's crazy, and it all comes from the government spin,
Yeah.
the Q
Yeah.
movement,
Yeah.
and John Kennedy coming back to run with Donald Trump, and then the scammers. But it's all the government. They're all cabal. They filter from the top on down, but it's a crime ring, and the little guys got to pay up to the big guys. That's how organized crime works.
Mhm.
If you don't pay up, they place you in this crime ring, but you got to pay the boss man. You got to keep paying the boss man.
Yeah.
It's an endless cycle. So you get all these people trying to scam others and all this bullshit, and they get help. They're trying to discredit who I
Yeah.
am and every other thing.
Yep.
You
Yep.
had these guys invite me on their show just to say, I think I proved he's not John Kennedy Jr. because he shakes. Or he wouldn't look right in the camera, or stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, again, once they know your story, once a regular person with an open mind knows your story, learns a little bit about what you've been through, then they can see, they can understand. But it takes someone that is willing to figure it out, like watch the documentary, read the book, watch a video or two, figure it out, and then say, oh, whoa. Now, once we hear about John's story, the question is, how many others have had something like this happen to them? And
Many.
what are we being lied to?
Oh,
Why would they
many.
do that? And how do they do it? There's so many questions that should start to percolate in your mind, right? And
Yeah.
I've learned so much in the past year. Like I had no idea about any of this, any of it. Wow.
And with that said, I get asked for help all the time. The government did this. They murdered my husband. I just lost my child all the time. I want a healing center. I've been manifesting for a healing center, and we got some deals in the works right now to help profit proceeds to go to that healing center. But yeah, that's I want a home base, a JFK Jr. healing center where we can have coffee and donuts and tea or whatever, and share the story, help these people figure out a way to hire some lawyers. Just there's all kinds of things we could do. We could live stream 24/7. People could share their stories. But right now, when people ask me for help, I don't know what to do. It's like, I can't help you. I can barely help myself right now.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be an auditorium there. So you'll speak there, but other people will come to your center and talk about their experiences or whatever. It's going to be a place where people build community, whether they've been
Yeah.
through the experience or what. It's going to be an amazing place to go.
And, it'll be open um, to people that if they want to come preach or however they want to come preach,
Yeah.
they can come talk about their God and or whatever they want to talk about. It'll be wonderful. People can come out and it'll be live streamed so people can say, hey, they killed my husband, or I can get on there and say, hey, they killed my mom and my sister, and I want justice. We can start getting the story out anyhow.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm in a group that does, there's a lot of missing people out there, okay? And some of them, run away. Like that's what we thought, 50 years ago. They're all runaways, right? But there's so many missing people, and it is shocking how many of them there are out there. So,
yeah.
like, people need to know about this stuff.
Well,
We,
one thing I learned about being the son of a president and being with the cabal and the CIA and the Secret Service, with them all around me, how they work, they actually believe they can enslave a human being to this day, and not of color. You don't have to be black to be a slave. You could be white, black, but they can enslave you, especially with MK Ultra. They can program you to do anything. And I've learned that. That's how these people think. In the cabal, they think they can just own you because they're above you and better than you. And that's this billionaire club that we're trying to expose.
right, right. A few weeks ago, we saw the supposed Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon and Whole Foods and all that, get married to a supposed beautiful woman. I'm just saying that because there's more to that story. But I read somewhere where they spent over $50 million on a wedding. Like, and on one hand, for a person that's a billionaire, that's nothing. But think how many people could be helped by $50 million.
Oh
$50
man.
million. Like, we've got people living in tents, on benches, in their cars, people going hungry, kids with no food, but someone's got $50 million for a wedding.
Yeah, that's one thing
Again,
about
that's,
the healing center. I want to,
yeah,
we need to fix this country, and there's so many things. The Republicans and Donald Trump, they're sticking with the homeless. It's crime to be homeless. Well, they've allowed it to happen. They've made it where people can't afford a home and housing, and they've screwed our veterans over there. They're arresting disabled veterans in Washington, D.C. because they don't have a home. Think about it. These
yeah,
people have fought for us, and they're being handcuffed and taken out of where they're used to, the city that they're in.
yeah.
You
Can
know,
you
it's just so much bullshit. But this healing center, we could do so much. There's so many causes that I would love to try to help with this healing center. People, oh, I'm just in it to sell a book or a pendant, but it takes freaking money to do any freaking thing. It really, really does. Catherine Rads, I don't know how you say her name, Radscliffe. But anyway, she called me the other day, and I'd mentioned she donated a motorhome to us. And she's like, John, I really want you to have this motorhome, but she's like, I'm broke. How are we going to get it to you? And this and that. She said, maybe you can shout out a word that we need some funds or something. And I'm like, it's in God's hands. We'll figure it out.
Right, right.
But yeah, it takes money to make changes, make the world go around. These billionaires, you know, they're billionaires.
Well, with all this money, like that story is a distraction. Like pretty much all the stuff we see about celebrities and the entertainers and blah blah blah, all that fighting and all the drama, that is designed on purpose to keep us looking at what they're doing, not at what's really happening, right?
Oh, I just
And
saw a video. Robin was watching it,
yeah,
and I was kind of listening in. Um, the Trump administration right now is making a great big deal that they got 280,000 illegals off of Social Security. They're making a big deal of it. We just got 280,000 people. Well, there was a gal on there that works at the Social Security office making a video saying she's worked there for 30 years. And she flat out said it's impossible for them to get Social Security. They can't, they don't just allow you. And I know that with my disability, trying to get it was impossible. But these 280,000, this gal's saying it's impossible for them to get it. So I know what she's talking about. It's that hard. But then she said, think about it. These illegals are getting a paycheck. And if it's a legit paycheck, they're paying their Social Security in. So you had all these illegals getting a paycheck and they don't ever get their money back. It goes into the fund, but they can't, as an illegal, can't go say, I want my Social Security money because they're illegal. They won't give it to them. So all that money from all these illegals is going in. So Donald Trump is saying they're saving 280,000 people's paychecks. That's false. But he's not telling you all these illegals and all these people that have these fake names or whatever, just so they can work in America, they get taxed and they don't get any benefit from that tax because they can't claim it. So the video I watched a little bit ago made a very good point. And I imagine that money going into that kitty from the illegals is huge.
yeah. There's a huge pot of funds out there that is like unclaimed and all that. I mean, it's they've done their best to hide what they're doing, but that's all coming out. Like we know that every system is corrupt. We're seeing it come out in it's just so fabulous. I'd like to have that happen years ago, but people are noticing what's happening with their money, with the rules in the government. Like King Smarty posted a video the other day. I think it was about a week ago, where somebody was I think it was Miami. They were trying to feed the homeless. All right, maybe it was Fort Lauderdale. Doesn't matter. And they are literally paying a guy's salary, at least one guy, maybe two, to watch and make sure no one feeds the homeless.
Oh, yeah. I saw a video on that the other day.
Yeah.
I think it's been 2 years ago, right down the street. This city has way nice parks for the population. And that's a whole nother story. But there was a gal that brought food in for the homeless and went to prison, went to jail for feeding the homeless. And their excuse was, well, you cooking it in your home, there might be bacteria. You got to have a license to distribute. That was their excuse. But the video I saw yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, this gal, and I think it was I believe it was Texas. But anyway, she went to Little Caesars and bought 20 pizzas and brought them there. So it's like, what is their excuse that they can't? The cops were giving her a hard time, saying it's a $2,500 fine to feed the homeless, $2,500 fine to bring somebody a pizza.
Yeah.
how can they justify that? Hey, you're feeding your friends. It's like a party, people. How can they justify a $2,500 fine and it's illegal?
Well, I think
In,
people,
in anybody's right mind, how could that be a freaking crime?
yeah, they
Unless you're like
are.
Donald Trump and say, I just don't want to look at you motherfuckers and realize how bad we got it.
Yeah. No, it's starting to come out. Like, look at these crazy laws that we have. We're paying a guy, he's on payroll, to go make sure that these people don't eat. Now, what's the agenda there? Is it really their safety? No. No one cares about the homeless's safety. They don't even care if they're homeless. They want them out of sight, and there's a bigger agenda there. So that's
Shannon Sheraton goes on Saturday.
yeah,
Maybe she'll be there in Daily Plaza tomorrow in Dallas. But when she gets there in the morning, she says there's homeless sleeping in her spot,
yeah,
and she brings them egg McMuffins and stuff, and it's like feeds them and says, "Okay, I'm gonna set up my shop here now."
yeah, yeah,
But she's totally awesome in what she's doing, trying to get my story out of True
yeah,
Lion.
yeah.
Um, I got to go to Dallas someday and meet her and give her a hug. I really
She
do.
is awesome. And she sent me a picture of a guy. She said I gave him a bottle of water. He was in bad shape. And you know, we've had this heat wave here in the US. So I was so happy for her. You know, I used to kind of sponsor this one guy. I met him homeless, out living on the streets for 2 years that I know of. He's no longer there, so I don't know what happened to him, but I'd bring him a sandwich and a bottle of water. Then I'd go down and bring him a couple, and I do that every couple of days. And then after a while, he was gone, and that made me feel really bad because where'd he go? I don't think he went somewhere. I think he was taken somewhere. But it's a very
Um,
ugly situation, and I guess my
It,
point.
it,
Yeah,
it
my
really
point
is.
was we're being distracted with everything that we were seeing going on. You know, there's so many things that are happening against the people, but we're not being shown the truth. We're not being told the
Yeah.
truth. We're being, you know, again, it's that whole slavery thing. We're being kept in a little box, eyes closed, so we don't
Oh,
about what they're doing, you know?
it's so bad. I get called a liar all the time.
Yeah.
I
Well,
really do. Every day
yeah,
somebody calls me a liar, and mostly they're Trump supporters because I'm sharing the truth. And
yeah.
but
Well,
our government is so fucking evil. They are the evil of evil.
yeah.
Most people on the streets don't do this horrendous shit, but they do.
Yeah.
You know, the government is behind the 9/11s and all this other crazy crap. That's our government.
Yeah,
And they're pointing their fingers at the good people.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
you
you
know
got the
what?
bad apples and everything, but not as bad as our government.
I've noticed an increase in the haters lately. And of course, we don't know if they're real people or what do you call it? AI.
Bots and plays. They
Yeah,
could be being paid off by, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'm exposing the Kennedys for being fake, for and these people are millionaires. And I'm exposing so many of these people that have the money to throw and badmouth and
yeah,
everything they can do to try to disrespect you all the way to hate comments when I'm just saying, hey, it's all about the children, it's all about justice, and
yeah.
somebody will say, oh, you're a fucking liar after I just got done saying I want justice for my loved ones.
Well, let's
These,
play a game with these haters from now on. Every time you get a hateful comment, give them a heart and say, made you look. Because they're looking, right? If they're
oh yeah,
complaining about
they're
what we're
on
saying, they're at
there.
least looking. So, yeah, made you
I've
look.
seen so many comments from these lions that follow and support me and make videos and stuff, and they say, well, why are you here? Why do you keep coming on his page, leaving these hate comments?
Yeah.
Just go the fuck away.
Yeah, just do the major look. Try to see if it's more fun because sometimes it's very upsetting. Like, you know, really, John is putting his life out there, his life on the line, his story, all of his trauma, all of the personal stuff that upsets him. it can't be fun to talk about this every day, right? He's putting it all out there, and then you got somebody saying,
It mentally gets
yeah,
to a guy
yeah,
after a while.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how my life's going to turn out. But I'm out here sharing my story, putting my pace out there, and saying, "Hey, I'm here."
yep.
So I don't know. Anything could ever happen, and it just might. But
Going to
we got
all the good
this. We
stuff.
got this. Me and Daddy and the King, and we all got this.
We got this. Yeah. So this is the year, like I said. So when there's no more distraction out there, we're only going to look at the truth. We're starting to realize the truth. It's so buried. And every time I think I've learned something, I learn more that's even buried even deeper and more devious. So there's
Yeah.
so much coming out. It's good. I mean,
Well,
it's
that's like
ugly, but it
stolen
has to come out.
identity. I asked Jackie Goldman
Yep.
to write Stolen Identity too, and I was like, she didn't want to do it, but probably just because all the bullshit and the haters and every other thing for her doing that, for getting the truth out. But I was like, I'm not dead. My story's still going on each and every day.
Yeah.
Since this book came out, my son passed away, and all kinds of things have been happening. We've been finding so much information out that's been buried, and people are digging and bringing it up to the surface.
Yep.
So more to come.
Yep, yep. Well, the people that are watching now that they're good supporters, they're good people. They want the story out, they understand the story, but there are new people that will probably be watching this and say, "Well, you haven't told us the story." Well, again, if you will spend 1 hour and watch the Quiet TV that tells everything, or read one of the books, or watch previous videos. This is more like a rant and rave kind of video today, but
Yeah.
the story is John was replaced by the person that we saw on People magazine, on the Oprah show, at all the galas and the fancy dancy things. Well, John was basically hidden away, kidnapped, tortured, abused, made to participate in the absolute worst crimes, observing the worst crimes since he was like age 5. Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy. And like I
The
said,
things they had me do was horrendous.
yeah. And
Really.
you know,
Cutting
yeah.
human ears off of bodies, chopping people up in the bathtub, having people's brains splattered on the side of my face, having to mop up guts and blood with a mop on the floor behind a bar. All kinds of things. That's how the cabal teach children. That's what you do. You go play on some dead bodies, and they make a game of it. So you become tough. You become heartless. You don't fear death. That that's the real world, people in the up
Yeah.
above.
I think for most of us, it's inconceivable. Like, I couldn't even watch a movie with a fraction of what you've experienced. I couldn't watch it. And look at the stuff you've gone through. It's insane. And it's only a fraction of what you probably remember too.
Oh
So
yeah, some of the MK Ultra torture
yeah,
and the crazy shit. MK Ultra is a powerful tool. They will drive you freaking crazy. It really will.
yeah,
Um, I can't stress it enough, and it's in here. But
yeah,
MK Ultra,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we need to
Well,
stop with this CIA's MK Ultra weapons of war on civilians.
yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, we have really good people watching us now, and I appreciate all their help. And again, reading the book, making positive reviews for the book. Okay, so censorship. I'm not able to leave reviews. I'm not able to respond to Facebook posts. Like, I'll go onto Facebook, and I can't usually put stuff there, even though I try. Like, I can write it in and they won't let me save it. So
That's
they
been
are,
happening to me lately too.
yeah,
I'll
they're,
go to reply to one of these haters and it won't let me reply.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, next reply is made you look, or just give them a heart and keep going, right?
Tell them all love, huh?
Really, who cares what they
Kill them
think?
with kindness.
Yeah, yeah. If they can't be bothered to learn the story, they think they know everything. Next, let's go to somebody that has an open mind, that wants to learn the story, that wants to help. Like, who doesn't want to
Yeah.
help? Like, the problem is most people don't know how, right? So again, it could be easy. Just share the story, share the video, whatever it might be, write a review on Amazon or whatever. It could be more difficult, like Shannon going down and talking to people
Oh,
every Saturday for whatever, 8 hours in the heat or
that
whatever.
is so beautiful.
Yeah. And
That is so
people have
beautiful.
donated, people have sent you gifts. Like, there's so many good people out there. And I think people are inherently good. I think they're taught, the evil
Oh,
way.
I got a gift I got to share. I think it's on the kitchen table. I'll be right
Cool.
back.
Cool. All right. So I guess I'm alone again. And that's when I'm going to pop up the website again and share it, because I love this website. And we talked about the pendants before. For those that are kind of late in this particular video, these pendants are going to be collector's items. They're beautiful. You can wear them or save them. They come in 5 different colors, and they have 2 different sizes, large and small. And the best thing about them is they have healing and protective frequencies provided by King Smarty. So every pendant will help you feel better, 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 better. Okay, commercial over. He's back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sue. I
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate you so much.
Yep.
I hadn't got anything in the mail just about all week. And then I think it was the day before yesterday, I checked the mail and somebody sent me this. Um,
All you need is love and a cupcake. That's so sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Robin was like, that's so cool. So
Yeah.
she's looking for a place to hang it in here.
Yep. Yep.
But just something like this that was sent to me was like, it makes your heart all warm.
Yeah.
And it's a little knickknack, but it's cool.
You
And
know,
people have been sending me, little things of my father, um, just merchandise that they've made money off of, basically.
yeah.
Uh, things like buttons and things. But all this stuff, me and Robin are here in this little trailer. So the healing center, I would love to put stuff on the walls and display cases and make a little museum. When people are going to Vegas or coming cross country, they can stop in and say hi and look at the letters people have sent me on the walls, and it'll
Yeah.
be fun. It'll be fun. I'm manifesting. I ain't giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've done a rant and rave video today. I actually kind of like the Q&A ones better, because we really put more content out, but it's all
Yeah,
because people like the people that are watching, like they're feeling your energy, they're seeing you, that we've talked about some of the trauma, and reliving that trauma every day has got to be so old. Having the healing center is going to be good, because you'll be able to talk to more people, answer their
yeah.
questions, meet them. It's going to be an exciting destination location. So
Well,
that's
that
going to be
1,000 yard stare, I call it the 1,000 yard stare. It's a
yeah, yeah,
bitch. They give military men a break, just to give them a break from that 1,000 yard stare, because they're always thinking the enemy's over in that bush or in this bush, and it'll
yeah,
drive a man crazy. And I mentioned that to King, and then he sent me a dog tag, and it's like it has helped so much just to have something around us
yeah,
that somebody sent and said, hey, this will help.
yeah,
um but yeah, it's still hard living with it every single day.
yeah, yeah.
I don't get breaks because I'm the son of a president that was assassinated, and they don't want my story out. So it's something I'll live with for the rest of my life, I guess.
Yeah. Well, once the story is out to the mainstream, you'll probably only have to do like shows and documentaries, which is going to be great. It's going to be a break. You do it once and then millions of people watch it. But right now, we're still setting the foundation. We have to do the work so people can help us get it out there. We have to do it. So
Yeah.
you're doing a
And
great
we got
job.
some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things coming up.
Yeah.
We do. We're going to rock and roll. We keep pressing forward, marching forward. You know, they try to kick us in the balls and we step back once, but we managed to step forward twice. So,
yeah, that's the main thing. Keep going. You can never stop, right? If you stop, you're like, it's all this work gone for nothing, right? Yeah.
but yeah, if you want to get some comments and questions from these people next
Yeah.
interview, maybe we can answer some.
Yeah.
I
So
like doing the question and answer thingy too.
I think that's a better format. So here's what I'm going to say. Anyone that has specific questions and like any topic goes pretty much, don't put them here in the live now. Put them after I put this up on YouTube. Write the questions down and I'll collect them, and then next time we'll do a Q&A, which I think is usually a better way to get the content out there for newer people. Okay.
Yeah. It seems like I'm always bashing Trump, but I know I got to cool it on that, but I can't. I can't. These comments just make me want to keep bashing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
let's explain that. So Trump, like you saw a helicopter crash in 1989. Wayne told you that was Trump's body and his executives all died. Okay, so you saw Trump's body. And then fast forward, now we've got a person playing president, a billionaire in control. So someone is playing a
it's not good.
billionaire.
It's all not good.
Yeah, all right, say it again. Someone is playing a billionaire. Okay, wait. Someone is playing the president of the United States again. That is very scary. All right. I don't care who you are, if you love Trump or not, you need to know the truth and look at things a little bit more carefully, right? Look at what's happening out there. Not cool.
And quit making excuses. Quit
And
making excuses.
we've talked about basically Trump. All right, we got in the US, we've got Democrats and we've got Republicans, two wings of the same bird, okay? Both corrupt. Okay, both think the other side is the bad guy. So again, we're looking at them, we're looking back here at what they're doing. We're not looking at what's really going on,
It's
right?
just a big game. It's
Yeah.
just a big game, and they're all
Yeah.
on the same side, and that's so they can get rich and we can get poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also they can take power over us. It's all about the power over us.
Yeah.
Don't hate me for saying it, but it's the truth.
It's true. It's true. All right, I feel like we're at a good spot for today. And again, so we're glad to answer questions if you'll put them in the comments of the video on my channel, awakenstories.com, or even John's channel. Once it's uploaded, that's appreciated. We'll collect them, and then next week we'll answer those questions.
That'll be awesome soon.
All right. Thank you everyone for all you do to help John. And John, thank you for, being persistent, because, it's like, Groundhog Day, doing it over and over and over and over. It's
Exactly.
getting out there. It's gonna work. You just gotta hang in a little bit longer.
And we're going year after year after year after year with no justice,
Yep.
with me repeating myself thousands of times. And it's a war. It is, but it's got to be told. People got to wake up sooner or later. It's going to be too late.
Yep.
It's going to be too late.
All right. Well, listen, we will talk soon and we'll answer the Q&A. Thanks so much for your time, John.
Oh, thank you, Sue. I appreciate you.